Guys, welcome to our lesson number one. And all your questions we're going to be answering at the end of the lesson because we don't want you to skip something important. So if you do have a question, please write it down in the chat and we will definitely answer those questions at the end of the lesson. Today we're going to have two parts. The first part of the lesson going to be about introduction to QA, introduction to the market, introduction to the salaries, introduction to who we are. And the second part going to be an actual lesson where we're going to teach you the basics of QA. Also today, I'm going to show you example of what we do at work as testers, as software QA engineers. And I'm sure that you'll find a lot of interesting material today. Let me tell you a little bit more about who this course is for. This course is for people that are between 20 to 50 years old, for people that have a work authorization and authorized to work in the US. They might have a green card or a citizenship or any kind of other work authorization that allows them to work without sponsorship and without any limitations, any kind of barriers, and that's pretty much it. You don't need to have any technical background. You don't need to have any kind of technical education. You don't need to be technical at all. Actually, me and all of our teachers, we don't have any technical background. And most of my friends that work in QA, they also don't have any background in QA at all. So quality assurance stands for, QA stands for quality assurance. And the goal of quality assurance is to make sure that the requirements are implemented and that the product meets the expectations. So basically that we deliver a quality product to our customers and that it looks good, it feels good, and it's not only feels and looks, it also works good. Okay, it could be a web application, it could be a website, it could be a mobile application on your phone, it could be a device. Okay, anything that could be tested. The the job itself is very simple, very easy. You will be able to learn how to do the actual job in few weeks. The reason why we have 1 month program is because we're going to teach you everything you need, not only to do the job and to keep the job, but also in order to pass the interview and get the job. Now, this course, as I said, is for people from 20 to 50 that speak English, that have work authorization, and you don't need to have any background in QA or in technical, any technical background. Now, also this course is for people that are looking to change career and want to make between 70 to 100K. That's what would you would be able to make after this 1 month program. And yes, I'm not kidding. That's exactly the salaries that you will be able to make no matter where you're located in the US. Some places it's going to be maybe a little less, in some places little more. We will talk about it in the next hour. So regarding what you need to have, you want to start a career in technology, you want to get a job in 2 to 4 months, okay? Because the job search usually takes between 1 to 3 months. Considering the situation in the world right now, it might take a little longer. So it's okay if it's going to be not 3, but 4 months. You also need to be available, of course, to study and work in the US, and you should be proficient in English. All right. By the way, besides the technical background that you don't need, you also don't need any computer science degree or any kind of development skills or programming languages. No, in manual testing, you don't need anything, basically anything. Just listen to us and follow our instructions. Now, why people choose a career in QA? So according to Indeed.com, the annual salary for QA jobs ranges from $54,000 to $105,000 across US. The benefits of QA jobs include that it's easy to learn, very easy to learn, because you don't need any programming languages. QA positions offer very good compensation, usually between 70 to 100K on average. Stress levels are usually very low. I can tell you from my experience, from my friends' experience, and our graduate experience that 95% of the positions in QA are very, very, stress, low stress level kind of positions. All right. So also you don't need a computer science degree, and it's a shortcut to the IT world. Of course, you have career opportunities to grow in QA. Basically, you have two directions. One direction is to go into technical field and learn programming language and to learn automation, for example, with Python, and it will allow you to, open much more doors and have much more opportunities and to make much more money, between 100K to 200K on average. But it's not for everyone. It's probably more for people that are capable to learn difficult subjects, people that are probably more technical than others. That's why we don't offer you it right now. It's going to be offered to you after you finish the manual testing program, and preferably after you get a job. So our goal right now is to get you the job as soon as possible. And after, if you want to grow, you will have the opportunity to learn automation and move forward. Now, the second direction, if you want to grow your career, is to go into management and leadership, to become a lead or a QA manager. But we don't have a course for that. We might think about it one day. I didn't see any courses for QA managers, but it's actually a good idea one day. But let's focus on what we have right now, okay? So regarding the salaries, I actually want to talk to you a little longer because I think this actually is very, very important subject, because salaries, eventually, that's why we are here for. So if you go to a website called Glassdoor.com and you search for software QA engineer, because many positions that we're going to apply after this 1 month program going to be software QA engineer. It could be QA tester, manual tester. We're going to talk about the other names that we have for this profession, but one of them going to be software QA engineer. For example, when I used to work until recently at Apple, I was working as software QA engineer of 2nd degree, but I was doing a very simple manual testing that I can teach any one of you in 2 hours, okay? And the job was very, very simple. So let's just see how much software QA engineers are making. So if we search for salaries in San Jose, California, you can see 80K, but that's the average, guys. And we don't really care about the average, because I don't want you to be average. I want you to be much better prepared than the average. That's why we're going to teach you how to make more than 80. You could make, you see, more. You have the average and you have the high. Of course, you will always have people that are going to accept some low salaries, because I believe that some people, some recruiters, some companies going to offer you 60K, 65K, but it's not interesting for us, because we're going to teach you how to get 80, 90, and 100K. We have a lot of graduates making much more than 80K. I was doing more than 100K for working at Apple and being QA tester. Okay, guys? So you can as well. So the average doesn't really mean much. It just shows, you know, the average temperature in the hospital. So you definitely can make between 80 to 100K in the Bay Area for sure, but pretty much in any other area as well. Why? Because if we're gonna go to, let's say, New York, okay, we're gonna see much less average salary, $63,000. But go tell it to our graduates that are making 75, 85, 90, and 100K in New York, in New Jersey, in Chicago, in San Jose, in San Francisco, okay? In other areas, we're going to talk about the salaries really soon. You will see people making a lot of money, much more than $63,000, okay? Even in Atlanta, Georgia, even in Portland. We're going to talk about all of the places and the salaries really soon. It's just a tool that I wanted to introduce you and I wanted you to see. Now, regarding positions in QA, I will just go to a website, for example, dice.com, and I will search for software QA engineering positions in San Jose, for example. Okay. After the lesson or tomorrow, I want you to go to dice.com and just search by yourself to see your area. So in San Jose, we have right now 458 positions open for QA. Now, it doesn't really mean that all of those positions going to fit to you 100%. I don't think so. I think that maybe only 20% of those going to fit you, maybe more, maybe 40%, but definitely not all of them. But it definitely represents you that there's a lot of positions. And I can tell you that just a few days ago, it was 300. Now it became 460. And before the epidemics and before December, it was around 1,000 plus. I remember we saw in New York 1,500, in Chicago 1,400, in the Bay Area 1,400 in San Francisco and 1,200 in San Jose. So in Los Angeles, I remember around 1,000 positions. So it definitely depends on the time and the season. And right now, considering the end of the world and the crazy situation with the markets and the crisis, you see 458 positions. That's a lot. Let's go to Denver, Colorado, okay? I never knew there are positions there, but boom, you have 365 positions in Denver. If we go to New York, probably we're not going to see a lot of positions, but you have 540 positions. Wow, it's much more than yesterday. Let's see Chicago. It seems that companies started hiring people, 300 people. In Seattle, let's see what's up in Seattle, 300. In Los Angeles. But you got the idea, right? The idea is that there's a lot of positions waiting for you, and we're going to teach you how to get them. Now, some of those positions are going to actually ask you more than you know. They're going to ask you for automation, Selenium, Java, Python, WebDriver, and a lot of other things that you don't know right now, and you will not know after this 1 month program. You will definitely know introduction to API and SQL, yes, but you will not be expert on those fields that some companies going to require in the job descriptions. But 60% of those job descriptions are actually not accurate. 60% of them are asking you for more than they need. How we know that? Because people that are working in the are working and making, I'm sorry, that are doing automation or Python or Java, they will never work for less than 100K. But those positions are going to offer you 80, 85, 75, 90, 95, 100K. That's why many of those positions gonna eventually get into the hands of manual testers. After this 1 month program, you will be able to apply and get those positions as software QA engineer on the manual level. Now, why people choose QA? According to Forbes, QA is the second happiest job in US. You should Google it. Forbes, happiest job, QA. You will see that it's real. Why? Because I mentioned before, you have stress-free job, you got paid very, very well. You don't need to have any technical background. You don't need to have computer science degree. You just need to follow instructions and to be detail-oriented, okay? We're gonna teach you that for sure. Now, this position also known in a few other names besides QA tester. It could be quality assurance engineer. It could be QA engineer, software test engineer, QA analyst, QA tester, manual tester, functional tester, UI tester, black box tester, test analyst, quality engineer. Okay, so it's really different names, but same kind of job. And after this 1 month program, you would be able to do it. I promise you, and not only do it, to get it. Why? Because I will tell you exactly what we gonna help you with. First of all, we are gonna have intensive practical trainings from industry experts. We're gonna teach you how to write the bug reports, how to write the test cases, how to use Jira, how to use TestRail, how to communicate in the team, which situations at work are happening, how to answer interview questions. We're gonna provide you the best experts from the best companies. Also, we created this school because we wanted to create the dream school that we ourselves wanted to get in. Okay, so that's why we did it as perfect as possible for you to get everything you need to get the job in minimum time with maximum rate, with not wasting too much, not wasting time on things that you don't need, to focus you on the things that you really need, to save you time, effort, and money. Because our goal is for you to get the job in minimum time with maximum rate, and it works. We have so many success stories that I'm going to tell you soon more about. Now, also, we're going to provide you internship with references that will really help your resume. What it means? It means that nobody going to hire you without having experience. That's why after you graduate the program, we're going to help you with the experience, with the references, and with the internship to practice what you learned. You will attend the internship right after graduating the course. You will work there in a team. It will be a real company. We have different internships. Right now we have a new one. It's actually a really awesome project from Y Combinator, made by Stanford graduates and very successful serial entrepreneurs. So it's going to be very interesting project. And it's in this internship, you guys gonna attend stand-up meetings, you're gonna write test cases, write bug reports, execute test cases, work in Slack, use Jira, work in a team, and it's gonna give you all the experience that you need in order to tell during the interview about your project. Something that many people after graduating programs, they have no idea about. So our goal is to prepare you the best way possible. Also, it's a convenient online sessions and one-on-one calls with the mentors. It means that you have those lessons online, live. You can watch it every day from Sunday to Thursday, and in the evening, 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. Pacific time, 9:30 to 11:30 p.m. Eastern time. And basically, you could watch and attend the live videos, the online live videos. You can ask your questions in the chat and to get the answers. Besides that, in case that those hours are not perfect for you, you can always watch the video recording, because we're going to send you video recordings after each lesson, including this one. So no reason to ask about it. We're going to send you the video recording after the end of the lesson, probably in a few hours. It means that in the morning, you will be able to find it in your email. In case that you don't see it in your email, it probably went to your spam or promotions folder, okay? Because usually that's what happens. So double check your spam and promotion folders, please. Now, besides the online lessons, we're also gonna have one-on-one sessions with each and every one of you with our mentors. I'm one of the mentors. We have another awesome mentors for you that gonna have calls with you, that gonna hear how you sound. It's gonna be more to the end of the class because first we want you to learn, and at the end we're gonna practice with you. We're gonna hear how you sound. We're gonna guide you how to sound better, how to improve, and what steps to do to take in order to get the job as soon as possible. We're also gonna double check your resume, your LinkedIn profiles. You're gonna make sure that you sound good and you look good. Now, you're also gonna have, of course, a solid resume and LinkedIn, and you will get assistance with job applications. It means that we will guide you where to apply for jobs, and in case that you will need additional help, we actually have certain tool that's going to help you and certain service that's going to help you to apply to as many jobs as possible. And it's without paying any extra, okay? It's just something that we want to give you. Regarding the resume, we actually hired a person that his job is to edit the resumes and make them look different and nice looking and perfect. Why? Because we don't want our graduates to have same kind of resumes like many other people. We want you to be unique, okay? And we know that that's going to help you to get the job, so we are doing our best to make it happen. Regarding the internship, we actually have different internship because we don't want you to have same kind of companies in your resume. So we're gonna help you guys to have as much as different companies as possible to make you look unique. Also, we have a guarantee. You pay us only after you get a job in tech, okay? So we do our best to get you the job because that's where we make the money. Now, when I say only after you get a job in tech, it means you will pay 10% of your salary after you get the job in QA, in tech, for up to first 12 months. But there is an application fee of $699, which you pay after lesson number 1 if you decide to join us. After this application fee, you don't pay anything until you get the job in QA. And trust me, we're gonna make everything we can for you to get the job, because the real money for us is there to get you hired, to get you a job. You just need to follow our instructions and you will see that it's very simple. If you don't get a job in tech, you won't owe us anything. Now, another thing I wanted to mention, if you're gonna get a job in QA or tech and you're gonna make less than 50K, it's gonna be super sad, and we don't want even to take your money, because our goal is to get you a job for much more than 50K. And if you're gonna listen to what we tell you and what we teach you, you will not get 50K job, trust me. Okay, now let's talk about our team. Let's talk about our teachers. So as I told you before, we brought you the best possible teachers and mentors. So we have Yuri Sokolov, who works at Google, and he has more than 7 years in QA. He's a QA lead with a lot of experience, and he's gonna share it with you. We have Alex Krastovich with more than 7 years in QA. He's a QA manager, at United Power, and he worked in other Silicon Valley companies. And I'm sure that he gonna share a lot of interesting information with you guys and help you to get the job as soon as possible. We have Natalia Atif. She used to work at Intel, at Apple, and right now she is a QA lead with more than 10 years of experience working in the Silicon Valley. We have Lana Levinson. She has more than 7 years of experience in manual and automation testing. She's a senior software development engineering test, and she's our automation and our interview questions guru. So in this manual testing course, you don't learn automation. We have a separate automation course, but in this course, she will definitely share a lot of experience with you about how to pass the interview, and she will tell you a lot of interesting questions and answers, and she's gonna help you a lot. Now you have also me, Max Glubachansky. I have 6+ years in QA experience. I was working in companies like Apple, Intel, and other Silicon Valley companies. You are welcome to add us on LinkedIn to friends and see our background and our stories. Now we also have Ilya Tishin, but he is not related to the manual testing course. He's more involved in the automation course, but I'm sure that you will meet him soon as well. And you definitely want to see our LinkedIn and see who we are. All right, guys. Now, regarding success stories, because that's why you're here for, we have graduates working in the top companies and the most innovative companies in the world already, okay? We have people working at Google. And when I say Google, I mean in New York, in Mountain View, and I think we also have in Seattle. So we have already 3 offices. Yeah. So Google, Seattle, New York, and Menlo Park. So we have already people in 3 states working at Google. We have people working at Apple. A lot of people working at Apple. We have people working at Amazon, both in Seattle and in the Silicon Valley. We have a graduate working at Slack, in Samsung, in Facebook. We have already more than 4 graduates working at Facebook, Menlo Park, and we have also Facebook in Seattle. We have more than 3 or 4 people working at Uber. We have people working in Salesforce, in Snapchat, in LA, in Nike, in Portland, Oregon, at Verizon in New York, and AT&T in Los Angeles, and many, many other companies that we just had no place to put all of the names. But I can promise you that many of those companies you never heard of. Okay, you never heard of companies that are gonna pay 80, 90, 100K for manual QA testers. And that's great because there's a lot of companies like that. So we are really proud of those success stories. By the way, I really recommend you to find the time and to go to our website to Graduate Success Stories. I'm sure that we're gonna send the link to that under today's video. In the video recording, you will see the graduate success stories. Here is the link, jobeasy.co, inside graduate success stories. And in those graduate success stories, I highly recommend to watch the videos of people telling their stories and telling how they were able to get the jobs. You have more stories here. We don't have all of the stories. We just have a few, but you definitely want to listen to them. We also try to bring all the time our graduates to the meetings, to those that got a job. We try to bring them to tell their story and share their experience and their success story. I think that just like in the next days, we're going to have another 2 people that are going to come and share their stories with the graduates. Now, regarding US, regarding the geography, guys, we have people working already in 12 states, okay? We have people working in Seattle, Washington, in Portland, Oregon, in Sacramento, in San Francisco, in San Jose, in LA, in San Diego, in Salt Lake City, in Dallas, in Houston, in Atlanta, Georgia, in Florida, in Miami, Fort Lauderdale, in New York, in New Jersey, in Boston, in Syracuse, in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, so in Salt Lake City, Utah. So guys, it's everywhere, okay? Around US, as long as you have big cities where you have IT companies or IT jobs, you will find software QA engineering positions. By the way, the salaries, I will just run over the salaries really quick. We have people in Seattle making 75, 80, 85, 95K. Portland, 86K. Sacramento, 75K. Salt Lake City, 75K. San Francisco, between 70 to 100, and we have a couple people making more than 100K. And when I say more, I mean like 110, 120 and more. I don't want to scare you, so I will not tell about the salaries that people are making in San Francisco, but it's more than 100K. In San Jose as well. LA, we have people making 70, 75, 80, 85, 90K. San Diego, we have already 3 people making 75K. Dallas, 75, Houston, 75, Atlanta, 75, 80K, Miami, 70, 75, and 80K. Fort Lauderdale, 75K. New York, between 70 to 100K. Boston, 86, 85K. New Jersey, also 70 to 100K. Same goes for here. Chicago, 70 to 100K. Milwaukee, we have a girl working there right now. She's making 75K. 75K, it's like 150 in Milwaukee, it's like 180K in San Francisco. So it really depends where you live. And in some areas, 80K, it's a lot of money. So we are very proud of those stories. And what I want to show you really quick is what we do at work, because I think that it's going to be very interesting for a lot of you. So let me just show you an example of what we do at work. So guys, here you have, let me just increase the, the brightness. So here you have this website, okay? Just an example. It's a website of Toyota Scion. I used to work there actually, and we have different models of the car. So this is 2019, this is 2019, and this is 2020. So let's just assume that the company made a mistake and they actually wrote 2020 instead of 2090. How we know that? Usually we get some kind of specifications or requirements, for example, a design document, which is a PDF, that shows you how the picture should look like, how it looks and how it should look like. And in this picture, you will see those models, those titles, and here you will see 2019 instead of 2020. So when we compare what is expected and what we actually got, we will see that there is a mismatch between actual and expected behavior, and that it's supposed to be 2019, but it shows 2020. So what we're gonna do in this situation, we're gonna create a bug report. How we do that? We go to Jira. This is the most popular bug tracking system in the world. Right now, all you need to know is pretty much this plus button, okay? We're gonna click the plus button, and after we click the plus button, let me just really quick show you what we want to do. All right, so in this bug report, we pretty much want to write the, just one second. We pretty much want to write a title. Okay, we want to start with the project name. For example, March, okay? It doesn't matter. You're gonna work on particular project and you're gonna choose a name and just give it a name that you need to give to this particular project. The type of the bug report of the issue gonna be bug report because that's what manual testers do. They write bug reports. In the summary is pretty much the title and it's supposed to be short and informative. It's supposed to tell everyone what and where happens. So what happens is we are on the home page. 2020 Corolla hatchback model should be 2019, right? Remember this? This is the homepage of Toyota Scion. The 2020 hatchback Corolla should be 2019. That's what I wrote. Now, in the description, we want to write steps to reproduce with actual and expected behavior. So we write steps. 1, go to the website. 2, observed 2020 Corolla hatchback. Actual, 2020 Corolla, expected 2019. Then we choose the priority. Is it high priority, medium, or low? So in this case, it might affect the sales of the most popular cars in the US. Toyota is a super popular car. It will affect millions of people, millions of sales. So this one is highest because it's gonna, affect the sales, and we don't want to have those situations. Now, environment, we want to write where the issue was reproducible, on which device, platform, and build. So for example, if you're using MacBook, you'll write MacBook Pro, High Sierra, Mac OS, the number of the version, and the browser version. How we know the browser version? We click here, Chrome, about Chrome. How we know about the Mac? We click here, about the Mac. If you have Windows, I promise you after 5 minutes of investigation, you will find this information. So if you have Windows, for example, you have Asus, certain number of model, you write that you have been testing it on Windows and the browser version. Also, you want to add a screenshot. How we do screenshot? If we are using MacBook, we're gonna do Command Shift 4 or Command Shift 3. If we use Command Shift 4, we can choose the area that we want to choose. Boom, we create the screenshot, and now it appears on our desktop. In order to edit, we go to the bug report, we click the attachments, and upload a file which is on our desktop. Boom. Insert the file. Beautiful. Now it will appear here. Now, after we're done with that, we assign it to a person, for example, me or someone. Usually it's a developer that's going to deal with that. And you click the create button. Once you create, it will appear here and you can click it and see your bug report. Guys, was it complicated? If not, you're going to be perfect QA testers because that's what you're going to be doing at work. That's pretty much your work. Nice, right? I know. Cool. So regarding the program, it's 4 weeks, online program with one-on-one mentorship with our mentors. It's going to be Sunday to Thursday from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. Pacific time and 9:30 to 11:30 p.m. Eastern time. Pay us only after you've been hired. The first class completely free. After that, there is a $699 application fee plus 10% of your salary for your first year in QA. If you don't get a job in QA or you get another job, you don't need to pay us anything. Only if you get a job in IT and QA, you will pay us 10% of the salary, the time that you've been working in this field. Okay? For example, if you're going to have only 4-month contract or 5-month contract and it's going to end, you just pay the time that you've been working as QA. So if you don't get a job in QA, you won't owe us anything. Or if you prefer, there's also an upfront payment option after the first lesson where you can just pay upfront of $2,999. And after upfront, you don't need to pay the registration fee or 10% in case that you want to choose this option. Also, we gonna give you a gift to those that gonna join our program. We're gonna give additional course of technical support for you to be able to apply to much more jobs and to get much more opportunities, especially if you are, looking for a job as soon as possible and you really need the money. We're going to teach you also how to become a tech support and basically to be able to get a job in tech support as well. Personally, I recommend you to get a job in QA. But in case that you will want to get something quick and you will maybe live in an area where you don't have a lot of opportunities, maybe tech support going to be the right option for you meanwhile. Okay, so it's going to be immersive, practical, and intensive mini course that will boost your career in technical support. For you, it's going to be free with our QA course. Why learn tech support? Because it's really easy and fast to learn. There are more job opportunities for you, and you will increase your chances of being hired if you apply for both QA and tech support. And our goal is to get you the job as soon as possible. That's why we're gonna do it. So regarding the registration and the contract, guys, all of you should sign and pay the registration fee and sign the contract until tomorrow noon if you decide to join our program, because that's what will allow you to join our lesson number 2. By the way, tomorrow is Friday, and we have day off on Friday. We don't teach on Friday, and we have day off on Saturday. So you basically, the next lesson, number 2, going to be on Sunday. So you should pay and register until tomorrow noon. But just because we don't have a lesson tomorrow, you can take the whole day, the whole Friday, to make the payment and the registration fee. And on Sunday, you will be able to join lesson number 2. Also, at the end of today's lesson, we're gonna actually have a promotion for you guys, and we're gonna offer you $100 discount for those that gonna fill the survey. So we always try to become better and better with every course, and your opinion and your feedback is very important to us. So right under the video, you have a link to the survey. We would really love to hear your feedback, and also once you're gonna submit it, you will have there a place where you're gonna leave your email, and that's how you're gonna get the $100 discount. So instead of $699 registration fee, it's gonna be $599 for you. All right, guys. That's pretty much the part that I wanted to talk to you about. Let me just remind you regarding the interview questions. Regarding the interview questions, guys, I will stay today till the end. So for the last 15 minutes of the lesson, I will be answering your interview question. I'm sorry, I will be answering your questions, and I will make sure that everyone is on the same page and everything is clear. I can already mention a few of those. So regarding special like equipment, laptops, no, you don't need to get anything. You just need to have a screen, you need to have a mouse, and as long as it's a laptop or a computer, you will be able to watch our lessons, even if it's an iPad. But I recommend to have a bigger screen to better understand what we are showing you. That's first. Regarding the age, I already said it's 20 to 50 years old. Regarding the internship, it's going to start right after the end of the course, you will join the internship, and you will spend there as much as time as needed for you to freely talk about tell me about your project. I think that you should not waste there more than 2 weeks. Not waste, spend more than 2 weeks, because after 2 weeks you will know everything you need. Also, after you graduate, it's not the end, it's just the beginning, because we're going to have graduate meetings every Saturday with our graduates. We meet every Saturday for 1 to 1.5, sometimes 2 hours, where we answer their questions, clarify if something is not clear, giving them tips and tricks how to get the job as soon as possible. You need to remember that the job search takes between 1 to 3 months, sometimes 4. If you forget it, you will be in trouble. Why? Because that's how it works. You will need to be motivated, you need to be confident, you need to follow instructions, and you need to understand that the job search is going to take some time. Maybe 1, maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe 4 weeks. We have people getting jobs after 1 or 2 weeks. We also have people that getting jobs after 3 and 4 months. That's why I'm telling you, because many positions that you're going to apply going to tell you, no, you don't fit. No, we want automation. No, we want Java. No, we want Python. No, we want something. No, you don't fit. We decided to move with someone else. And it's totally fine, because that's part of the game. In this game, you need to follow the instructions, and you need to apply, and you need to smile after you get a no, because you know that you will get yes soon. So maybe the first 20, maybe 30, maybe 40 calls gonna say no, or emails. But eventually, if you're gonna follow the instructions, make the resume and LinkedIn with us, double check it with us, prepare with us for the interview questions, and make sure that you sound good, and our mentors approved it. Keep in touch, not disappear. Attend the graduate meetings. Trust me, you will get the job in 1 to 3 months. That's how it works. Very simple. Nothing sophisticated, nothing complicated. In our industry, if you see something very sophisticated, you probably don't need it, because the job is very, very simple. How I know that? Because our graduates, they don't call me to ask what to do at work, and they have this option. I told them, hey guys, if you want, if you're stuck, you started a job and you don't know what to do, call me. I will support you. I will help you. I will give you advice. They don't call. Why? Because it's so simple. It's very simple, guys. We don't say it without a reason. It really is. I know that for some of you, it's going to be very surprising that you can make 80, 90, 100K after 1 month program, and it's going to be very simple. But yes, it is. It's job easy, guys. And you know what? It could be complicated if you complicate yourself, if you start learning things that you don't need, if you're starting wasting a lot of time, if you're going to learn for 1 year or 6 months or 4 months, and you don't know what to learn, and you don't know what to practice, and you don't know what to expect. Yes, it might be a headache. But if you follow us and listen to us, we're going to guide you step by steps what to learn, what to memorize, what to ignore. I'm more than sure then more than 70% of what you learn here, you will not even need at work. You will need it for the interview, to pass the interview. After you pass the interview, it's going to be very simple. You just need to follow instructions. Of course, you need to understand the basics. What is a bug report? What's a test case? Different situations at work. Of course, we're going to prepare you for that, and we're going to make sure that you're going to become a good professional. That's of course. But you should not worry about it. You should not sit and write down every peeps and try to memorize every word. No, you just want to understand the big idea, to listen carefully to what we say, to repeat the knowledge share that we're going to share with you, with the most relevant interview questions and answers. Then we're going to hear how you sound answering them, because in many places you have or entry-level questions or senior level questions. If you Google it, if you try to search for interview questions, you will not find them. You will find or entry or senior, but we're going to teach you what you need. And you don't need junior level questions. No, you need mid-level questions, because that's what is being asked in today's interviews. Usually it's like, tell us about yourself, tell us about your project, what would you do in this and that situation at work, what you were doing, which tools you were using. Okay, we're going to teach you tools like Xcode, Android Studio, to work with iOS and Android devices. We're going to teach you Jira, TestRail. We're going to have introduction to browser stack. We're going to have introduction to Chrome DevTools, and many, many more. Just an example of what else we can show you, what else we do at work. Really quick, I will show you, for example, a website. Okay, so this website, this text is too bright. So bright on bright background looks weird. If we hover the mouse, you see it becomes dark on dark background. Oh, my eyes. So it's hard to read. It's bad user experience. We'll write bug report about it. If we switch languages and we move to, for example, a different language. For example, oh, that's weird. I don't see the languages. Oh, okay. So let's move to, for example, a different language like Russian. Okay, we go to Russian, we go to the website, and if we scroll down, boom, you see it's basically overlapped. So we have UI issues, we have functional issues, and that's what we usually test. So UI issues, if something looks weird, okay, like something that I showed you now. You see this image overlaps the text. But when we want to see functional issues, for example, we click this button, Shop Now, it doesn't work. It's a functional issue. We want to write a bug report about it, saying that this button is not working. We're going to have a lot of examples. For example, you see those fields, they're misaligned. Or here, the head is truncated. Here, the text is overlapped with the image. This is the kind of issues that we're going to show you. Or you go to a website, you click it, and boom, it shows you 404. Okay, it's an issue. You write a bug report about it. That's pretty much what you guys going to be doing at work. Okay, awesome. Now regarding the work, we're going to talk about it in the next lessons. We're going to show you examples of how to write the bug reports. We're going to show you examples. You're going to practice it, because each and every one of you are going to have a Jira account which you're going to be using, and you going to be very proficient in that. Don't worry, it's very simple. You just need someone to instruct you. Also, let me share my screen with you. I want to show you the syllabus. This is our syllabus, guys. That's what you're going to be learning in the next month. This lesson number 1, lesson 2, I will not stop to, I don't want to waste a lot of time. I just want you to really quick see what is the material, what are the classes. We're going to share this link in the email as well. If you're going to watch the recording, you can just pause it and see what we're going to teach you. This is just the general idea what you're going to hear, but you will have much more than that. I can promise you. Just listen to us, follow our instructions, and you will not regret it. So we're going to have 20 lessons, 50 hours, and actually much more, because we are going to meet after the graduation every Saturday for graduate meetings. I think 3 Saturdays out of 4, because one Saturday we're going to have a day off. But usually every Saturday we're going to meet for graduate meetings, where we're going to talk about your concerns, about answering your questions, and clarifying the information for you to make sure that you are ready to go and get the QA job. Just in the beginning of the coronavirus, we had 12 people that got jobs in 1 month. Just the last month, we had maybe, okay, the last 5 weeks, we had 3 people in Chicago getting jobs, getting 47 per hour, 48 per hour, and 55 per hour. But 55 per hour was by automation graduate, not from manual testing. But for manual testing, they got 47 and $48 per hour. So some companies are hiring like crazy right now. Some companies are actually not hiring or freezing or laying off people, but it doesn't matter because other companies are hiring, like food delivery business, like video conferences, like messaging, like gaming, and many others start to be very active because many people that never used online before starting using it right now. Yuri, are you there, my friend?
Hello, Max. Hello,
Hello.
everyone. I hope you can see
Hello.
me, hear me.
Please let me introduce Yuri. He gonna lead our QA course, and he gonna manage the QA course, and the class is all yours.
All right, guys. So again, thank you for coming. This is a really big deal, and I hope you will enjoy it. Thank you, Max, for a wonderful introduction. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. So my name is Yuri, and I'm an instructor in Jobeasy. And let me tell you the information about my background and the fact that I did not have any technical background before joining the QA family. So my career was in design. I never practiced, advanced computer science. I never practiced any, system administration, nothing like that. So I have a degree in art, and I was pursuing that. But then I got introduced into the career and profession of quality assurance, and I was surprised how easy was it to to switch, to understand the basics, to know how to get into the field. And it was a very nice opportunity for me to finally start my career in IT. So it took me probably about maybe a few months learning the basics, preparing my resume, preparing my LinkedIn, and going for a job hunt. And again, it took me only a few months to get a job offer. It was super quick. And I was surprised because I never had huge experience working in American IT companies. And I was surprised how easy the interview process was, how fast was the hiring process. It only took them maybe 2 interviews, 30 minutes each. And within the next 4 days, I already had an offer on my table. So this course, it's a combination of more than 50 years of total experience of all QA instructors. And we tried and create the best and the fastest way to teach you guys to get into the business, the same way we did it. But for some of us, it took way longer, right? So whatever this course is, we try to boil it to like essential thing that is going to be sufficient for you to get a job. Okay, guys? So again, thank you for joining. I hope it's going to be a start of our beautiful relationship. And don't worry, it's not going to be boring. It's going to be super fun. We'll have a lot of activities, and we'll have a lot of practice and conversations, one-on-one mock interviews. It's going to be a lot of useful information that will eventually lead you to your career in QA. Okay, thank you very much. I will give this opportunity to present Lana Levinson. Lana, can you hear us?
Yes, hello guys. Can you
Hello,
hear?
Lana. Yes, we can hear you. Please tell us about yourself.
Sure, sounds good. So hi guys, my name is Svetlana or Lana, and I'm actually one of the instructors of this course. So I am currently working as a senior software developer in test, and I have over 8 years of experience in QA, including test automation, and I had a pretty good experience overall. So what I wanted to say and mention is, just as Yuri, I actually don't have any computer science background, and I started QA just simply by graduating from a QA bootcamp many years ago. And after that, I went through some companies, was working as a manual QA engineer, and then eventually became a test automation engineer. So what I wanted to mention here is that don't be afraid. QA is definitely not a rocket science. My background was actually in economics and linguistics. So still I managed to learn pretty much everything. And as Yuri mentioned, QA is pretty easy way to enter into IT industry, and also it is a very interesting field to then develop yourself professionally. So through these years, I actually learned a lot. And I gained a lot of technical skills. I was also taking care of internship programs at the company where I was working. So I decided to bring this experience into the school, and I will be teaching a few classes during this course. So definitely I will be covering things like some pretty important tools like Chrome developer tools, browser stack, Charles proxy, and so on. I also will be teaching API testing as well, and I hope you're gonna like it. And also we will spend some time. We will cover interview questions with me. We will have 3 lessons at the end of the course. So I will make sure that you guys are prepared and ready for interviews and ready to enter the market. And one more thing that I wanted to mention here is that very often I hear that people say something like, well, manual QA is not needed, it will be replaced by test automation and so on. This is unfortunately a very common opinion, but as a test automation engineer, and I've been doing test automation for the last 5 years, I can just assure you that unfortunately, our technology is simply not there. No way we can actually automate and fully replace people, and QA manual testing is definitely something that will be popular and will be actually needed in the market for a while. I remember when I was first searching for a job, it was considered to be good to find a job as a manual QA engineer and get $25 per hour salary. Right now, our graduates get sometimes $50 per hour, and this is very, very good numbers. And it actually shows how in demand this is in the market. So don't worry, there is definitely need for manual QA engineers, and your job will not be replaced by test automation. Also, QA is a pretty good way to actually move on in different directions. So if you're more interested in management, or if you're more interested in development or designs, all those opportunities are also possible, and you can just enter them basically through QA engineering. Don't be afraid, it's not a rocket science, as I mentioned, and I really hope you're gonna like our course. Okay, that's pretty much all I have.
We have a question from Svetlana about certificates. Lana, what do you think? Do they need certificates in QA?
No, definitely no. I know that there is one pretty common, I think it's ICT, something like this.
ISTQB.
Exactly. But no, it's actually not needed at all. In fact, I don't have a certificate, and I only know probably one person who does have a certificate out of probably like 400 different people whom I worked with.
Awesome. So guys, we don't give you certificates because we don't want to waste the paper. Okay, you don't need it.
All right, very cool. Okay, well, Good luck, everyone. And I guess the next teacher who will take the intro is Alex. Alex, are you here?
Yes.
All right, welcome.
Hi,
Introduce
Lana.
yourself.
Hey, hello, everybody. My name is Alex. So I'm also a teacher. During this manual course, I'll be teaching you different concepts of QA. I've been doing QA for about 8+ years now. I have manual QA experience. I have automation QA experience. I have manager's QA experience. I'm also certified Scrum Master because we're going to be talking a lot about hands-on experience. We will be training a lot as if you are working. Everything we give you during this bootcamp is relevant. So, I mean, the experience you're going to have here is almost like if you started the job right away and, you know, they've trained you at work. So that's what we give. No BS, everything straight to the point. Everything is really, really relevant and needed for a QA engineer. So once you're done with the bootcamp, you're also going to have an internship, and by the end of it, you're going to be ready to start working right away. I also started as a QA engineer without any IT education. I don't have any college degree at all, as a matter of fact. Just now I'm finishing my college and I'm 32 or something. I'm getting my associates. I decided to do that just because why not? You know, I have time, I have money, I can get the education now. But when I started, I had unfinished degree in accounting and unfinished degree in psychology. So nothing relevant to computers or IT at all. I went through a boot camp just like you are going to do that. And after the boot camp, I started working. So that's the path we want you to have. We want you to start working at IT as soon as possible, start making decent money right away. Current QA salary, there's a variety and a big range that you can have in terms of how much you're gonna get for your first job. But I can say that we've seen students, as Lana mentioned, that started working and they get 100K right away at start as their first salary, and that's a huge boost. Imagine if you have, you've been working at your work for years, and you're making like $20, $25 an hour, and all of a sudden you'll start making 50. That's a big increase. And the times right now are difficult. People are losing their jobs. A lot of working professionals are staying at home, and they're unemployed. So this time actually you can spend it and learn new profession, learn QA. I think it's going to be to a great benefit. Don't let this time just go away and be wasted. I know a lot of you are dealing with kids at home and God knows what right now, but if you have money and time, invest in this course. It's the entry fee is like really, really low for this type of work. And after we start working with you, it's in our best interest that you get a job, because when you get a job, we get paid. So we all gonna work really hard to make sure that you will obtain the new position. You'll start as a QA engineer. And again, when I started as a QA engineer, within a year or so, I grew to a next level salary, then one more time in a couple of years, and then eventually to a senior QA and then manager QA. So, I mean, it's a ladder and you go through it step by step, growing in your career, but you definitely can choose, as Lana said, what you want to do in QA. I know a lot of people that start as QA and they move to be Scrum Masters. I have a Scrum Master certification as well. I can facilitate Scrums, which is also, it's like pretty much like a project management within the Agile Scrum startup. Or you can just be a project manager, product owner, just pretty much anything in the IT field. It revolves around the product, but there's so many people that work in to make sure that product gets sold and it gets built and it's a good product. Technical support, we also have additional training for that if somebody's willing. There's so many opportunities to go. As soon as you enter the AT field, it's easy to get a job in that IT field, just maybe not related to specifically QA, but QA is definitely one of the best entry-level positions for IT jobs. And nowadays, manual QA is pretty easy. I mean, you just go on the web page, you make sure some of the companies, if let's say they're selling tickets, to planes or travels, you just go to the page, verify everything's working, all the images are loading, you can create new account. So pretty much the same thing that a regular user would do, just more thoroughly, trying to cover as many things as possible. Some of the jobs are revolved around gaming. QA, you can also test games in QA, or you can test wearable devices, you can test phones. I mean, anything in your life that has at least a couple lines of code, it has to be tested. So there's no lack of jobs right now. I would say even more, the more companies get Zoom, the more traffic, the more people they get, the better, your chances of getting a job right now, because it's booming. All right, so I think that's it.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you for the intro. And now Natalia will continue the lesson.
Good afternoon, guys. My name is Natalia, and I'm going to be one of the teachers for this course as well. So a couple words about myself. I'm a QA lead in the big data company. I've been in QA for around 10 years now. And I didn't go to QA automation because I'm not capable of it, I guess. But I went to the manager position, and I really love it because as of now, I'm just hiring the QA engineers, and I'm managing them, and I'm making sure that we are meeting the requirements that we have to meet. So I do not have technical background as well. My first education is in economics, and my second education, after I already started QA, I enrolled in the University for the Information Systems. So that happened actually after I already started working in QA. In fact, at Apple. So Apple hired me without the technical background. So yeah, we are going to teach you the stuff that you really need. We're trying to concentrate on something that you will understand fast. If you don't understand that, just ask, because there is nothing difficult, guys. Everything is pretty clear. We are following the guidelines. We basically just telling you what you really need to know, and nothing that you will not need. So you don't have to memorize, you just need to understand. And if you have any questions which you have outstanding, we'll still be going through them through this course, and we will repeat them in a boot camp. You will be doing a lot of things by yourself, by hand, you will be practicing. So by the end of the course, you will definitely have no questions left. If you still do, we will work with you to make sure that you don't. And today I'm going to give you an intro lesson just to understand for yourself what is QA, what is quality assurance, what we all are talking about, and what you're going to be doing as a quality assurance engineer. So let me go ahead and share my screen. And I'm going to present to you. Okay, let me go to the presentation mode. I hope that now you can see everything very nicely. So basically, what is the quality assurance? What is that? So you guys, if you are in this class, you probably Googled some of it, right? And you might be confused because you saw testing, you saw quality assurance, you saw quality testing, you saw test engineers, and so on. So everything which you saw in Google is partially true, but there are two things which you need to understand and be able to differentiate between them. So first of all, the quality assurance, SQA, software quality assurance, is the process of monitoring the procedures and methods to ensure quality. Basically, there are processes that we follow to make sure that the end product a web application, mobile application, desktop application, anything which you're testing is actually functioning the way it should function. So it's not going to be bug-free. There is no such an application which has no bugs at all, no issues, no defects, no problems. But we have to minimize them. We have to make sure that the product is usable. And if it's usable, then it's considered that it's meeting the quality requirements. It's being quality tested. So the quality assurance process is basically the chain of the processes in which we ensure and getting ready and prepare for the testing. And testing is actually different part of the quality assurance. It's just a part of the whole process. So I will go to testing a little bit later, but as of now, I just want you to understand that software quality assurance engineers and analysts, both of them, they overview and participate in the whole process of the development of the product. They're not just testing it, they do more. So they participate in the requirements definition when we just getting ready for some product or some new functionality. We participate in software design because we review the designs, we prepare our tests. We participate sometimes in code reviews, software configuration, management, testing, well, testing, of course, and then release management and product integration. So those are the things which you will understand later on when you start working in it. As of now, what you need to know is basically we are not only testing, but we are doing much more because we have to get ready for this testing and we have to keep the end product usable. So this is all falls under the umbrella of software quality assurance. And as you can see, it's not only the testing involved. And as I said, it's not possible to have the product without bugs. So we will have bugs, but we'll have to make sure that they are actually minimized and the bugs number is actually acceptable level. So nothing stopping you from using the product. That is what we're trying to achieve. We are not targeting the completely ideal product with no bugs because this is just impossible. And so if you see my next slide, you will see that the software testing is actually has its own definition. So testing is an actual process when we do test, not when we're preparing, not when we are reading the requirements, but actually when we do test. So software testing identifies the correctness, completeness, and quality of the software. So basically by testing it, we ensure that it's correct and complete and it's acceptable quality. And the testing is actually an investigation which we do to make sure that we understand how well the product behaving or it's not. And once we have this information, the test report, then we can share with everyone who is interested. So all the stakeholders, it could be the developers, it could be managers, it could be designers, it could be CEO of the company, everyone who is involved in the process can basically ask you about the software quality of the product. And you should know about that because you are the one who is testing it and that you are the one who is the first customer for this product. Okay, so since we are the first ones, we have to identify the problems with the software. We understand the risk of implementing if we need to implement it or if it got changed. So everything we discover during the testing process. And again, the testing is a part of software quality assurance, but it's not limited. So software quality assurance does not equal to testing only. Okay, I hope this is clear, guys. So basically, here you see the difference between the QA and between testing. In the short words, software quality assurance is preventative. So we prevent issues from happening from the customer to see them. They will still happen, but we need to see them, not the customer. So software quality assurance is a preventative thing. It analyzes the whole process of software development, starting with the requirements. Basically, we analyze the requirements, we build the test coverage, we test it, and based on our test result, we understand the quality of this particular product. And the testing itself, it's involving the testing or verifying software to detect the differences between its actual and its required behavior requirements. So in testing, during testing, we just compare if what we see in the requirements behaves same as what we see in the developed product. We're basically just comparing during the testing phase. But to get to the testing phase, we have to prepare ourselves for testing. And we need to make sure that we understand what the product actually should do. Because if QA don't understand what the product is doing, then the QA will not be able to test it well. And then eventually the product will not be behaving as it should be, or it will be behaving absolutely in a different purpose. So that we cannot let it happen. So we have to address all the things before, and it starts from understanding the requirements, understanding what it's actually for. If it's Amazon, then we understand it should not be something like a Zoom, right? If it's Zoom, it should not be like Amazon, except if the requirements say it should be. So we are not guessing anything. We only read the requirements documents and we compare. That's basically what we do and nothing else we do. We are not providing our own assumptions. So assumptions is not our work. Our work is just analyzing, comparing, and documenting. That's what we do. Let's keep moving. So this course is the manual testing course. And manual testing is absolutely necessary if you are planning to start QA, because automation is the next level, but you cannot really do the automation if you know manual testing, because manual testing is like a prerequisite for everything else. So manual testing, it's theory, process, and making sure that you can do it by hand. If you can do it by hand, then you later on can write a code and machine can follow the steps that you write. But in order to write those steps, you will have to learn it yourself. So that's what we are doing in this course. So what is manual testing? Manual testing is the process of finding the defects or bugs in an application. In manual testing, the tester acts as an end user to verify that all the features of the application are working correctly. Basically, you will be the first customer to see it, and you need to make sure that you can do whatever you have to do, or wherever the product says that you should be able to do. That's what you do as a manual tester. Any differences between the actual and desired results are treated as defects or bugs. So this speaks for itself. Basically, if you see the difference between the expectation and the reality, then you treat it as a defect and you file a bug. And we will show you how to file a bug correctly. A bug report is created by the tester and sent to the developer, who fixes them. The tester then retests the software to ensure that the defects have been fixed. What it means, you found an issue, you filed that, you wrote a ticket to the developer. Developer takes it, fixes it, and gives it back to you. And then you will have to retest, and you either close this ticket, you say, okay, it's fixed, I see that it's fixed, or you reopen it because you still see some issues or it's not fixed right. So those are the things which you need to understand. That's the process of everyday QA life. Is just a bunch of tickets which goes between developer and you. That's pretty much what we do. Then the goal of software testing is to ensure that the application has no major defects and as few minor bugs as possible. So that's exactly what I mentioned before. We are not expecting perfect, we're expecting acceptable. And acceptable definition is there is no major issues, the product does what it's supposed to do, and it's functioning according to the requirements. Okay, guys, that's a manual testing part, and that's what you will understand because you will be testing yourself and you will actually get a feel of it and you will know how it works on in real life. So we will get to that, but let's see when do we absolutely need manual testing. So manual testing is absolutely needed when there is a need for human judgment. So many things cannot be evaluated by machine, by the automation, because human judgment is something that machine cannot evaluate. Machine will follow the steps given and compare the results, but machine will not be able to make a judgment as a human can. So that's why we use manual testers, because before you test it manually, you cannot apply automation. Next, when human intervention needs to be ongoing. This is very similar to the first one, but it's a little bit different because you constantly have to interact with the software and machine cannot do it for you because machine is programmed to go a particular way. But if you do some other way as a human, then you might find some different results. And in this case, we are really expect that it will be human and not machine. And the last one, but not least, it's when automated testing it is too expensive or time consuming. Remember, guys, that automation is a code. Code needs to be written. Before you write a code, you need to set up a framework. So this all is very time consuming, and if you need to test something fast, you just cannot physically write the code so quickly to cover so many things. So that is why the automation is amazing when we already have something working and we know it working fine, then we can apply the automation path on it and we make sure that day to day we test it well. But if you are unsure, or if the product is very raw, you don't know how it works, there is no point to put the code because it will be very expensive for the company. So what do we do in terms of steps? How do we actually work in manual testing? So first of all, we need to have the, I'm sorry guys. First of all, we need to have the requirements analysis. We need to understand what actually it should be doing. Second of all, we will need to write a test plan. And test plan is usually written by the manager or lead. So as a QA engineer, you will not be writing test plans, but your manager will. And I will show you what it looks like in the later lessons. Then you will create test cases. That's what actually you will do. So you will need to know how to do that. And every QA engineer is supposed to know how to create test cases, even if the test case is already pre-created by someone else. It's given that you have to know because it's an interview question and it's your manager can come to you every day and he can say, hey, can you create a few test cases? And he's absolutely not expecting that you don't know how to do that. So we will teach you that. It's actually my class, so I'll make sure you understand that. Next. Execute test cases. Execute means test. That's what we are going to do. We will be testing. So we have the test cases and we will test against them. We just follow the steps that we wrote and we execute, we test. Then we find some bugs and that's we call defect logging. So that's when we actually file those tickets. We found bugs and we need to fix them. So we file them. And the last steps is when defect fix verification happens. It's when the developer already fixed it, you receive your bug back, and you need to make sure that it's actually fixed. So you will retest. You will do exactly same steps that you did, and you will see whether it's fixed or not. That's what you do on a daily basis in the QA day. Next, just let me see how much time we have. Okay, we still have 10 minutes. So let me go ahead and quickly go through this. So let's quickly look at the manual testing versus automation. So what are the pros, what are the cons, and see why you will need manual testing either way. But if you really interested in automation, you will be able to learn automation after that. So let's see why, what are the pros of the manual testing. So anyone can run the test. If you have eyes and if you have hands, you can test. That's the easiest way to ensure the quality, because you can fast test. You can just go and start like clicking around and verifying that you see everything that you need to see. And basically it's easy. It's quick, it's easy. It's great for people who do not have formal testing experience, because it's not something that you need experience for. That's something that you learn and that you can do the rest of your life. So you don't need experience. Primarily focused on the customer workflow. So at this point, you are the customer. You are just looking what customer would do, and you do it before customer does it to see if there is anything not working. This is pretty much it. And this is true for everything, for the software, for gaming, for the hardware, as Alex said. So basically, whatever you're testing, you will be doing the same stuff. You will be the first customer. What are the pros for the automation? Faster test cycles. So of course, because machine can do it faster. Machine don't go for coffee, machine don't look at their Facebook. So machine does it fast. Machine doesn't get any distraction. So it's faster, which is definitely a pro. Next, it identifies more defects more quickly for the same reason, because for the human, it will take time to run through the scenarios. Machine will do it faster. So it will find faster, defects will be discovered faster, and basically you will know what's not working quicker than if you would test it by hand. It saves money when the test cases need to be run 3+ times. So when you have to repeat stuff over and over again, like let's say every day you have to test, then it's easier to click a button and start the automation, because you don't need to do all over again. It's pretty much saves you so much time and nerves, because clicking the same every day on the same stuff is boring. So in this case, automation is the best thing. It's an excellent way to meet the testing needs of agile development. We will talk about agile development. You will know what it means, but basically what it means in this case is that if you need to be quick, fast, and adaptive to the system, to the circumstances, then automation is good. Easy to focus on possible workflows, because you need to select what you want to test, click a button, and the code will run. So you can easily focus. And it's higher product quality because of everything which we just identified. Eventually, if you use automation, of course, the quality will be higher. And eventually, you will still have less issues than if you only use manual test. Next, let's see the cons. So first of all, con number one for the manual testing is that it may not identify all the test cases. Of course, because we just don't have time, right? Second, it may not identify all defects for the same reason. And the last one, it's lower product quality because of residual bugs. So of course, because you are testing by hand, you need more time, and eventually you will end up with more bugs because you don't have so much time to test it all the time by hand. But the automation also have cons, and we will look at them now. So first of all, test scripts are typically written by an automation testing scripter. It means that this is a developer. It's not the manual QA. It's a developer who will be writing and coding the script. Next, it requires manual test cases to be written before, and then they can be automated. That's exactly what I said before. If there is no manual coverage, no one tested by hand, no one wrote those test cases, then the automation cannot be applied. So you still have to have someone who will do it manually and then give it to the automation guy or girl, and they will write a code on the top of what you wrote. So you always work together. You will work together with the automation team, or you will have the same team, just some people will be doing automation and some of the people will be doing manual, but you will have to work together. And I will tell you later in the classes how we actually work together in more detail. Then it requires automation testing platform. As I said, it's not free. We will have to pay for some kind of framework, platform, software to be able to write automation. And it's not cost effective if used for less than 3 test cycles. So of course, if you need to test something quickly, which is not going to last, for example, some promotion or something which is going away in like 3 weeks, there is no point to write the code for it because it will go away faster, much faster than the code will be ready. So all those things, like temporarily things, we are testing by hand. Next, black box, white box, and gray box. What are those? I'm sure you heard about those if you research some QA jobs. So let me go quickly and explain what they are. So black box testing, the tester examines the functionality of an application without access to the source code. Basically, you just clicking at what you see, like different links and buttons, but you don't know what's going on in the code. So if it's something failing, something doesn't work, you have no idea why. You just know it's not working, so you will write your bug. That's it. That's a black box test. White box test is when the tester knows the source code. He can go to the application backend, look at the code, see why it's failing, fix it sometimes, all of those things. So basically for the white box testing, you will actually need to know how to read the code, how to look at some particular things in the backend, but that's not a black box. That's totally different. This is white box, it's opposite. And eventually gray box testing, it's a combination of white box and black box testing. So basically you will be able to click in the front end wherever the user sees, but you also can go and see what the code looks like. And there is many tools for that which are making it really easy. So you will not be struggling with that. So gray box testing is the most common way of testing because that's how we work. We use the tools to identify more stuff, just not to see that it's failing, but why it's failing. And we can actually, there are so many tools which help us that we don't have to be programmers to understand that. Okay, so basically, I think we are out of time, right, Max? No, we still have a couple minutes. So let me go ahead and quickly go through the last slide and I will hand it to Max for the questions. So market perspective and understanding of the job market will help you to figure out how to sell yourself successfully and effectively. So what hiring managers want to see in a candidate? Experience, basic knowledge of tools, knowledge of platforms and devices, verbal skills, and nice resume. So we will ensure that you have all of these and we will teach you how to negotiate your pay rate. So this is all we'll be going through the class and we will be talking about that, and then you will be learning all the things in the bootcamp. So all of those things we will be covering so you have the complete profile to succeed in your career and to get a jump start, basically. So I wish you all a great evening. I will say bye to you for now because Max will have an additional information to share. And I'm going to hand it to him. Max, are you here?
Yes, I'm always here. Thank you so much, Natalia. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, guys. So let's actually answer your questions. I was going through your questions and many of them we already actually answered during the lesson, but I was just answering it in the chat to those that were asking. I will just repeat some of the questions that appeared a lot. So Certificates? No, you don't get the certificate because you don't need a certificate. Experience. You will have enough experience in your resume to get 70 to 100K jobs after graduating this 1 month program. What else? Let's see. Regarding automation, many of you tell me that, we see that the job description are looking for automation. Yes, that's exactly what I was telling you before, that many positions gonna ask for automation, but eventually they will hire someone like you, someone manual. So we just need to apply for those positions, and we need to smile and go to the next and next and apply and apply and apply until you start getting yeses. That's how it works. And some people, they just give up after 1 month or after 2 months, but those that listen to what we say, they will see the results in 2, 3, 4 months sometimes. Okay, so just follow the instructions, listen carefully to what we say, and you will see results. You didn't get answers for the past 2 months? No worries, it's not a problem. Why? Because during the crisis, some company is going to answer you only after 6, 7 weeks. So it's okay. You just continue applying and you will see results really soon. That's how it works. Now, let me see if we had something else. The internship, is it full-time or not full-time? Is it paid? So it's not paid, it's not full-time. You can be there as much as you want. You don't want to be there probably more than 2 weeks. If you need more, no problem, we will help you. But I don't see any reason to be there more. And also, you can attend it whenever you want, anytime that works best for you. This internship is for you to practice. Let's see. Let's see. So regarding graduate meetings are only for graduates, guys. It's not for people that still didn't graduate. It's just going to be a waste of time. That's why we don't call you there. Let's see. You will definitely be there after you graduate the program. Does it work for me as international student requiring H-1B sponsorship? No. You cannot get a job if you are international student and you need sponsorship. Most companies will not get you QA job. Maybe you will find out something else, but from my experience, I don't know even one student that was able to get a QA job without having work authorization and without sponsorship. Okay. Yes, after 1 month of training, the internship will start. Exactly. Let's see. Any place in Maryland for internship? Guys, it's going to be online, remote. You don't need to go anywhere. You can attend it from any city, any place. Okay? Welcome to the new world. We can attend and work remotely. By the way, those that are asking me this job is remotely or not. So if you were asking me a few months ago before the COVID, I would tell you, no, it's not remote. It's only in the office, and you can work only in the office, especially for manual testing in 95% of the cases. But now it's the opposite. Everybody works remotely and the interviews are being done remotely. So would it be forever? I don't know. I know that Twitter allowed that, announced that they're gonna have people working remotely forever. I don't know what about other companies, but meanwhile, I'm sure that after the COVID situation will end, will come to the end, people will start working from the office. Right now, everybody's working remotely. Yes, you can pay tomorrow. All right. Awesome. Let's see. Do companies hire graduates on OPT? OPT, I'm not sure what you mean. Like, please clarify. I'm not sure what exactly you mean by that. Do you pick the company for us for the internship? Yes, and don't worry about it. All right, let me go through other questions. Some questions are repeating. Yes, so mostly now remotely, before it was in the office. Let's see. Yes, you will have enough experience to get the 70 to 100K. If I found the job only after 5 years, will I still have to pay you under the contract? No, of course not. The contract is only for 12 months of your job work. For 12 months, the 12 first months of your work in QA, and this is up to the first 2 years after graduating the program. So for example, if you graduate the program, for example, in 1 month, and then you go to Thailand for 1 year and you come back, and then you start, then you will also pay us the first 12 months of your QA job, okay? Because different people have different stories. We have people that graduated the program 1 year ago, and then they went to Russia and came back after 1 year, and they just started our course again, okay? So you have different situations. That's why we made the contract for only the first 12 months and only in the first 2 years after graduating the program. I will hope it's clear. I hope it answered your question, Dmitry. Let's see. What kind of one-on-one mentoring service you have? How we can do the appointments? So once you finish the program, once you graduate the program, you will have scheduled phone calls with me or with someone else from the mentors to make sure that you prepare for the interview questions and that you answer and it sounds good. If you're gonna sound terrible, we're gonna have another phone call to make sure that after the first one you improved and you made it better and you fix the mistakes which we pointed you. And if necessary, we're going to have another phone call. Okay, so we're going to support you. Of course, if we see after 3, 4, 5 phone calls that you don't really improve, probably you're not doing what you need. Okay, but most people that follow the instructions and listen to us and learn and do what we tell them, they, of course, after first call, they will sound much better on the next one. And if necessary, we're going to support them and help them on the third one and fourth one. And if it's like very, very unique case, we even going to make it 5 times or 6 times, because our goal for you is eventually to prepare you to pass the interview. Of course, you need to be nice to be around. You need to be with good communication skills. You want to be someone that is nice to talk to, okay? Just informing you. All right, awesome. How about Orlando? Are there good jobs there? Yes, of course. Actually, in Orlando and Tampa, Florida, there's more jobs than in Miami. So I heard a lot of nice stories from Tampa and from I always forget. So you have Tampa and the next Orlando, yeah, and Orlando. So you have a lot of positions there. Probably not like in Chicago, New York, or San Jose, but you have positions there. It's like the Silicon Valley of Florida. Let's see. Awesome. When the company was created, April 2018, but we work for many years in the industry, and I actually was helping people getting in QA, into the QA industry for many, many years. Just as a company, as a business, we are already more than 1 year. Is it possible to get a course in Russian? No, because we need you to be able to talk and do the job on English. And besides that, I'm sure that me and the other instructors, we have no idea how to say certain things in QA on Russian, because we just have no idea how it's said. Like, you're going to work in English. You're going to work here. You don't want to have a course in Russian. Trust me. All right. Um, so I have a question after you finish classes. I'm a truck driver. Mostly I'm on the road. What I'm supposed to do if I need to change my job to stay home all the time because all interviews, they're local. What do you recommend? So we have actually a lot of truck drivers. And I can tell you that you definitely can watch the video recordings whenever it's a good time for you. And after finishing the program and after creating the resume, the LinkedIn, and making sure that you sound good, you can just answer interviews on the road. You know, it's totally fine. Now everybody works remotely, so people drive. And if necessary, you can do, I don't know, a video call from a place or a car, or like, it's totally possible, especially if you're going to be home, but not only. Okay, we have a lot of truck drivers. All right, let's see. What level of spoken English is required for successful interview? So you need to have an English that people understand and it's normal. We have people with very good English, with excellent English, with nice English, and we have a couple people with terrible English that got jobs. So I don't think that the level of English is the deal breaker, but you definitely want, as better English you have, faster you will find a job. I have some knowledge of HTML and CSS. Will it help at all? Yes, of course, because the basics of HTML and CSS, they would be awesome for you. Probably nobody going to ask you about it, but just in case. So regarding the OPT for international students, optional practical training, I think that for QA, it will be a problem for you to find a job, and I don't want to waste your time. I don't know even one that got it. Maybe there is someone there, but I have no idea about it. You should better ask your lawyer or someone who knows more about immigration stuff, okay? It's probably the OPT probably gonna be particular for your profession, and for QA, they will probably not want to, waste time with you. If you want more to talk to me, just schedule a call with me, and I would love to talk. But I think that you will not be able to get a job, so I don't want to waste your money or time. Okay. From QA, can you move into full stack role? Yes. From QA, you can become a CEO. You can become anyone, just probably not the company that you're going to work at. So usually people go from QA to automation, or maybe lead or QA manager, but full stack, maybe if you're going to go to automation, become automation engineer, then it will be much easier to get into the full stack for development. Now, the 10% are for 12 first month of your work. 12, not 24, 12, okay? All right. I think I already answered about the job hunting. We're going to teach you how to look for the job, where to look for the job, how to apply. And if you're going to need us to apply for you, we're going to help you with that as well. We have this service. How to test same bug in different browsers fast, because there's a lot of browsers, and to make sure something working in all browsers. So George, you definitely have different tools to test it on multiple browsers at the same time. But we, as manual testers, we don't really want to do it, because usually it's for automation, and we don't want to do automation right now. And manual testers, they just want to enter those browsers. I don't think that too many, usually you support just 3-4 browsers like Chrome, Firefox, Safari, and IE, and you pretty much want to make sure that they look, feel, and work good, okay? But definitely you have techniques to test multiple browsers at the same time, but not for manual testers usually. How do we will connect between students? Yes, of course. We just don't want to distract you. That's why we're gonna add all of you to a mutual Slack channel where you're gonna communicate and share experience and answer interview questions and talk to us at the end of the class. So whenever you're gonna end the program, you're gonna join a special Slack channel where you're gonna have all of the graduates of Job Easy, and you will have their support and you can get their answers, and we're going to be connected together, okay? We just don't want to give it right now because we know that all of you don't know anything and you will just pretty much distract each other by, you know, all the time going to be someone who's going to give his suggestion, or he heard something from his uncle or cousin or something, and it will just ruin everything for all of you. So we don't want it to happen. That's why we want you first to listen to what we have to say, and then once you learned everything and you know what you're doing, then you can connect to your colleagues and definitely share experience and communicate. All right. Regarding the discount, yes, guys, you have a discount if you're gonna sign the survey under this video. You will get $100 discount. So instead of $699, it's gonna be $599. All right, beautiful. Is QA more short-term contract, or you can stay in one company for years? Really depends. Sometimes it could be 3-month contract. Sometimes you can stay there for 10 years. Okay, so really depends. Is it important companies see that someone has a degree? For example, I have master's degree in history. Does that help at all in applying for job? I think yes, because you will learn from the history how to behave in the future. But definitely, if you have master's degree in history, you want to hide it, maybe you can put BA in the history. It's going to be much better than showing master's degree in history, okay? But higher education is better than not having education at all. If you had PhD, I would recommend you to hide it and just show the BA. Let's see. When is the next bootcamp? So we have bootcamp every month. Every month on the 14th. But I recommend you to join right now because we have this crisis right now, and every month we have more and more millions of people unemployed that eventually will start looking for jobs. So you don't want really to compete with them. You want to get a job soon, as fast as possible, and you can do it if you follow instructions. So 10% of the salary every month at the end of the month up to 12 months. That's what I said before. If I'm not able to attend live lessons, how will I be able to watch the video recordings? We send you video recordings after every lesson. Okay, guys? Beautiful. Let's see. Yes, you can take the course for 2 months instead of 1 month if you're going to watch the recordings. No problem at all. I know people that watch recordings and finish the course in 10 days. So, did we have students from Philadelphia that got the job? Unfortunately, not. We do have, I think right now, 2 students actively going for interviews in Philadelphia. And I really hope that they're going to get it soon because I'm waiting for Philadelphia to get into the list. And I'm sure that it would really soon. Let's see. Can you send me the lesson to know what question to do? Yeah, guys, you're going to get the video recording of this lesson. So don't worry, you will watch it tomorrow morning. You will get it to your email. Do you upload resume on LinkedIn or other job portal like Dice, Monster? So we're definitely gonna upload your resumes if you want on Dice and Monster, but the job search usually should be done on Indeed, Glassdoor, and LinkedIn Jobs. That's the best places for searching the job on. All right, beautiful. Let's see what else we have. Real hands-on projects will be provided. Yes, of course, the internship. All right, beautiful. Zafar, congrats! Thank you for the feedback. You got the discount. Congratulations. How long is the course? 1 month, 50 hours, and after that we're gonna help you for much longer. So teachers not communicating with the students? Yes, we are communicating with you right now, Anastasia. I'm right now answering your questions. Okay. What happened to if anyone failed to learn? That sucks. Okay, let's see. Do you currently have graduates in Tampa? I'm pretty sure that we do have someone in Tampa that is actively going for interviews. We have already people in Miami and Fort Lauderdale, 4 people that got jobs there, around 70, 75, and recently 80K. But in Tampa and Orlando, we have couple graduates, and I'm really waiting for them to get the job. It's not always about the place, it's more about the people or their motivation, and I hope that they are motivated enough to get the job soon. All right. Should I make a new LinkedIn? So if you have a LinkedIn, we can use it in the future. If you don't have one, yes, you create a LinkedIn with jobs, first name and last name, and don't put anything else. Yes, Anastasia, during the course, we're going to answer your question as well, like today. How's situation with QA in Dallas? I know that many companies move to Texas. I know that we have already students in Dallas and in Austin that got jobs. Wait, Austin or Houston? I already don't remember. I should double check it. But we have, I think, in Austin and Houston right now, and Dallas, we have people that are working. It's we do have couple graduates right now in Dallas that are actively looking for jobs, and even some of them are telling me that they're not receiving a lot of calls for the past month, but it's totally normal, it's totally fine. Why? Because we're in the middle of the crisis, and it might take a little longer to search a job. Instead of 1 month, 2 months, it might take 3, 4 months. You just need to be patient, and you need to follow instructions and not to give up. But overall, Dallas and Austin are much better places than Houston because you have a lot of IT jobs over there, and many companies move there. So regarding the 100% discount after submitting the survey, guys, you had option there to basically fill out the form, but in case that you didn't for some reason, your email is in our system. Just email support@jobeasy.co, support with double P @jobeasy.co, and our customer service would love to help you with the discount. So regarding the schedule, guys, I think that you're gonna get an email with the schedule. Please be just really look well to your email that you're gonna get, okay? Because it's gonna have it over there. Let's see. All right, beautiful. Some questions are repeating, so I'm not reading them because I don't want to spend your time and No reason for that. Let's see. Did you have students from Michigan? I think maybe one, because it sounds familiar, but not sure about it. What about Wisconsin? So we have just recently a girl that got 75K in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Okay. About Madison, I don't know, but in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, we have graduate that got a job recently. All right. So I answered this question. I asked this question. Let's see. All right. Awesome. All right. Let's see. If I get a 3-month contract, do you get me another job to complete your 12-month pay? Guys, are you listening to me? You're going to get the job yourself if you're going to follow the instructions. So if you're going to, the 3-month contract on the end, you're going to start searching for a job, and in a few months, you're going to find another one. And then you will continue paying until you pay the first 12 months of your job in QA. All right? Yes, we have a graduate in Dallas, Texas. All right. All right. All right. I think I answered everything. Let's see. If you are working on different area, not IT, and make over 50K, will the contract apply for that? No, of course. We're talking only about QA, only about IT. And if you're going to become a governor of California, we don't want to take 10% of your salary. And just if you're going to become a medical clown, we don't want to take 10% of your salary. Only what we're supposed to get if you get a job in QA. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. All right, guys, I think I answered all of your questions. I know it's very late right now. Thank you so much for being with us. I hope that everyone submitted the survey and used the button below. And thank you very much for being with us. Tomorrow is day off. Please sign the contract, pay the registration fee, and you will be able to attend our lesson number 2 on Sunday. Okay? So Sunday is lesson number 2, same link, same time. Only people that registered and paid would be able to join the second lesson with the personal password. Thank you so much for being with us. And I hope to see all of you on Sunday. Bye-bye, guys.